Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike here from Arizona doing an update video on these plants that I've been growing, these terrarium plants. I just want to show you, look at that new growth. That is amazing from what we've seen so far. And you know what, I'll be honest with you. Now, I have done a little bit more research, and the method that I'm growing them right now actually is used to grow food. It's called the Crocky method. And I believe I'm pronouncing that right, that Crocky method. And it actually, what the idea is that the root system goes down into the water, but as the water evaporates, it's actually giving oxygen to the roots as well as nutrients and allows the plant to grow faster. Look how beautiful these are. These are the polka dot plant, and I really like these. I mean, look at that. The texture alone that it gives off is amazing. Here's some of the existing growth. Now, it doesn't look too bad. So, but again, I think I'm going to start cutting these and propagating these because they're getting too big, they're getting too long, and eventually they're probably going to die off. See how they're getting kind of stringy here? There's not much growth because all this new growth is taking up a lot of the nutrients. And I got to say, I am super impressed with this root growth down there. Now, here is one of those Petunias. This is the red nerve plant that I have. Again, shooting off new flowers. Let's see what the root growth is like on this. Not as much yet, but that's because this one is kind of slower at growing, but it's throwing off more flowers than anything. So maybe that's the difference between the polka dot plant and this Petunia. But again, I want to show you this other one, which is a white nerve plant. And we're getting a different result than this one. So look how much root growth we have here. And again, there's a lot of roots getting oxygen right there. So as you can see, we have pretty much the same species of plants. This one doesn't have flowers, but yet the root growth is a lot more significant than this one, and this one is flowering. So not quite sure yet what to make of that, but I can tell you that I am getting phenomenal growth on this plant. This thing is pretty big. Let's come over here to the other plants. Actually, here's purple waffle. Let's see if this thing started to show. This plant is looking amazing. Guys, if you're looking for a really cool terrarium plant, this is not an aquarium plant, by the way. Sometimes the big box pet stores try to pull this off as an aquarium plant, but this will die underwater. So you have green on the top and a purple on the underside of it. But let's see if we're starting to see anything come out the bottom. No, nothing yet on this one, but I can tell you that this plant is completely perked up from when I got it, and the leaves are looking spectacular. If I had to, which I can't even feel the soil, but the soil actually has a very damp consistency of it, because a lot of times people are like, oh, you need soil that drains, which yes, you do need soil that drains. But in this particular situation, I believe if the soil just stays damp and not overly saturated, the plant does good. This thing is doing phenomenal, and I'm really happy with the growth so far, but we'll continue to monitor the root growth on that one. Let's take a look over here. So I have a pink nerve plant, Petunia, right? So I have that right here. Let's see if we see anything. No root growth yet on there. But again, this one has perked up like crazy and doing good. Now, we just added the jars about, I don't know, I would say a couple of days ago, maybe 3 days ago at most. But I'm yet to see any root growth, maybe in about a week at time. That's about as long as it took the other ones, about a full week. But this, I gotta say, this plant already looks better than when I got it. This one is doing spectacular, actually. This one, I don't even remember what this one is called. This is, here, you can look at the thing right here. So, my friends call me Petra Crotone, maybe, or, you know, or Cadendrum. So, I'm not really sure. I'm not familiar with this. I just like the way it looks. This looks freaking amazing. Let's see if we have any growth at the bottom. No. Maybe some small roots. Yeah, there's actually a couple of small roots coming out the bottom here. Hold on, let me see. You can kind of see them. Some of the roots you got back there are from the the pothos, not necessarily this one, but there's some tiny roots coming out the bottom on this one, not on that one yet. And then on this other white nerve plant, I can't even see through that one, but I don't see any roots. But again, another one that perked up. But these plants have literally doubled in size since I've done this method of growing them. So there is something to be said about growing your terrarium plants like this for more growth. These are definitely taking off. I am not even watering them at the moment. I am basically just letting the water from underneath that evaporate into the soil that they're in. Now keep in mind, Crocky method is done without soil, but I am going to start growing some plants in a growing media, like those little, please forgive me, it's one of those like hydroponic balls that they have. I'm going to start using that on some of these to see how they do compared to the soil, because I really still feel that we can get amazing growth without soil. I've done it with different types of things like pepper plants and other plants in the past, so I feel like it's not really that necessary to grow in the soil. But with the soil so far, I mean, phenomenal. I am super happy about this. I hope you guys do see a big difference in these plants from the last time that I showed them, and I hope that you're learning something as well as I am. So hopefully you guys can take something away with this, especially if you're trying to get into terrarium plants or even terrestrial plants around the house. This is easily the best way to grow them out so you can propagate them. And that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please throw me a comment, please like, and please subscribe if you've not done so, and visit us at greenoasisfarms.com.